just wheel them out there. She just does it, gets it done. Her husband has actually illustrated this one.
I heard that.
Now, what if he had done the drawings and she said, oh, honey, I don't like that? You think that would have been a family feud?
I figure he'd just redone them to make her happy.
I think so. I think so. Well, we truly have a new set. No, we have the same set in a new location. And today, it's on a riser, and today I just about fell off of it, and Jennifer had a little dream that I broke my leg. And in the dream, I came to work and laid on the couch with a broken leg, so y'all know me well enough to know if I fall off this platform, I will be at work. I don't miss work, so I'm not one of those. And last night, we got off at 9 o'clock. I went home, fixed something to eat, got in the bed about 12:30. Well, I actually went to bed earlier than that, about 11:30, but couldn't go to sleep. Then went to sleep, then woke up. Then had a tire blowout on a trailer coming in. I love those nights. And then at 3:20, that kind of shot my day. So, y'all, if I do get sleepy, just be patient with me. Just tell Charlene, call and say, smack her. Smack them little fat jaws.
Hey, we got plenty to take care of today.
We've got some music. We have some more interviews from the Hiwassee Georgia Mountain Fair Anderson Music Hall. We got to talk to Bart, who sings. Now, he gets to stand beside Loretta and sing. Now, she's like this and he's like this, so it's kind of unique. But anyway, he's a very tall, very handsome man with beautiful eyes. Oh, my gosh. And then we got to meet this wonderful guy whose name is Steve Bryson. You're going to get to see a little bit of him today, and I wish we could have filmed him dancing. He dances better than he sings, and he sings pretty good. So he was really good. He will be on the show in the near future. And also, you will get to see a little bit more of Lee Hilliard. The lighting was bad. The sound was bad when we interviewed Bart because there were so many people still in there. But we had to grasp that opportunity to get these interviews. So it is amazing to me to be able to travel with the queen of country music. Because Loretta Lynn, I don't care who you are, what you say, what you're thinking about. She's the queen. She's it. She's all there is, you know. And the other women have tried to live up to her standards. Some of them have done very well. Some have done very well.
And I saw Coal Miner's Daughter. It was on the other night. I watched it for a little while.
Well, I love the movie, and every time I see it, I think of something different. And I just keep going back to Butcher Holler and what it was like for Doolittle Lynn to truly rescue his wife from there. We will be going to Kentucky next week, and thank you to the folks who called and brought me money, called and committed to give me money. We are going to take, we hope to have 4 tractors and trailers loaded with food, toys, clothes, shoes, for 4,000 to 5,000 people in eastern Kentucky. Now, we have seen some poverty here. We have seen some loss of jobs here. Y'all, you've never seen anything like eastern Kentucky. I suggest you take your children to eastern Kentucky. The day I came back from Kentucky, my child's life sort of kind of changed a little bit because I said, we've got too much. We have too much. And we need to share. And I ask every trucker if truckers would give $1, if every trucker would give up a cup of coffee today and give $1 to this, we're going to be feeding their soul with just the idea that somebody cares enough to be there. And we're going to drive up there. There'll be over 300 volunteers to service and serve these people. There will be some gospel music. There will be a little bit of, there will be some praying. There were a couple of people saved there. Actually, the sheriff of this county was saved a couple of years ago. He and his wife both at a service the next day. So it's all about giving back. And I'm very excited. Now, we get to go, if everything is cool and calm with trucking, then we are going to load up and go with them. And we have offered our trucks and trailers whatever we can do to help with this event. It is amazing to me that 3.5 to 4 hours from my home, in a very nice rural country neighborhood in Pickens County, there are people who have nothing. So, and Appalachia is not like, it's not like what we consider poor. It is very, very hard. It's very hard. When you leave there, your heart hurts. So I hope that folks will get on board and help us out. We will be leaving, the trucks will be rolling out next Thursday. So we're excited about it. We're looking forward to it. seeing the video and seeing my trucks backed up there and they're unloading this trailer, and you're thinking, I made a little difference, just a little difference. If everybody can make a little difference, then I think we can carry this out. Last year they ran out of hams, ran out of turkeys, ran out of toys. 50 to 100 children got no toys. But there was a candy bar on the floor that had been actually stepped on, and the last person in there picked it up, and she said that would be fine, and I can't remember exactly the line she said, but she said that will be fine, we'll give God the glory for this. And I thought, oh wow, wow. So
I've got to tell something right quick, because that made me think of a story I read in Guidepost. You know, there's a section there called His Mysterious Ways. And these people were doing something for about 40 to 50 children, and they had everything planned out. Everything was going great. And then they got word that at their Christmas party there were going to be 50 additional children. Well, they panicked because it was the next day, and they had no more toys, no more money, and they did not know what they were going to do. When they got to the Christmas party, a man stepped out of a car and he said, "Is this where you vote today?" And the lady said, "No, we're not having a vote. This is a Christmas party." And he said, "Well, you look kind of down and out." And she said, "We're really upset because we don't have enough toys." And he said, "How many toys do you need?" And she said, "Enough for about 50 more children." He said, "I'll be right back." The man was a major from Toys for Tots.
Oh my gosh.
Gives you chill bumps, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
God's mysterious ways. But I thought of that when you said that.
Yeah. Well, we think that hopefully this year, even though the economy is down, we're hoping that every child will leave with something, some toy, something. And you know, when you think about our own children, they all have too much. You know, they have too much. And they are learning in today's economy, you don't have to have it all. Right. You don't have to have it all. Right. And I'd like to have back the money I've done stupid things with, but but can't do it. And today I could make a difference in somebody's life if I'd lived my life differently. But I got tickled. I read something yesterday about a man who inherited $14 million, and he bought a big estate in England, and then he bought a big estate up in Connecticut, and he bought this, and he just kept, you know, and pretty soon the economy went south, and he couldn't sell his real estate, and he couldn't do this, and he couldn't do that, and he ended up working as a professor for like $19,000 a year. And people were posting and talking about this, and they said, you know, well, he had it all, but he was stupid, he lost it all. Well, I had it all. I don't consider myself stupid. Right. But I didn't know that the economy was going to turn south. I didn't know fuel prices were going to go to what they are. I didn't know. You know, had we known, would we have lived our life differently? Would we have not done for others?
No, we would have
done for others. So, see, that's what kills you. Yes, it's different today, but would I have not done for the people I've done for? Sure I would have. Right. Sure I would have. And you would too.
Yes, I would.
And I think about the millions of people who have walked in and out of that store with bags of groceries, bags of drinks for benefits, bags of everything you always gave. And at a time that you probably had to think about, how am I giving all this stuff away? You knew it would come back to you.
Anybody that comes to the store, we always try to give something, a little something. Now you have to kind of spread it out a little more, and you know. But we always do.
But we can give back, and if every trucker in America would give $1, just you know, it would make a difference to help the hurting. And there are so many people hurting. It is absolutely amazing. We've talked about it a lot. The only Christmas at our house will be getting together with people we love, and that's Christmas.
What we're gonna
you
do.
know, that's Christmas, and we just decided maybe this is all in God's plan to show us what we really and truly need to be doing. So.
Speaking of Christmas.
Okay. We want to say thank you to Miss Hannah for doing our decorations.
Yes, they are beautiful. Yes. They are beautiful. There will be something out in time for Christmas.
Yes, there is, and I'm so excited. Angela's heard it, and she said
I've
it
already
is to
heard
die
it.
for.
Yes, Angel Spirit's new CD is supposed to be out before Christmas. We've already got people coming to the store and wanting to buy it, but I have heard the whole thing, and it is the best I believe they have ever done.
Wow.
Also, the Joy Masters have a new CD coming out, and we got a sneak preview of it last night. It is the best they have ever done.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be out in time for Christmas, though.
But you could pre-order and put it in a card and put a gift note to somebody and say, I've ordered this for you, and you'll get it later.
Actually, I think Angel Spirit is taking pre-orders. I think Diane told me. I think Selena, is doing that, so you might want to talk to her. Speaking of Selena, her birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday, Selena.
Happy birthday, beautiful Selena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mildred's birthday is Tuesday, so happy birthday to Mildred.
Oh, Lord, Mildred's like me. She's older than dirt now.
And the last time I was on here, you put me on the spot about Jerry Forster's birthday. His birthday
It wasn't his.
It was not
No,
his.
It wasn't. It was another
His-
guy. I found it.
His birthday is Saturday, December the 11th, so I'm covering everybody's birthdays today. So
There
happy
you go.
birthday.
It's done. Now you've got some more.
We do. Let's see. We did Selena's. Whitley McDarris, her birthday is November the 30th, or was November the 30th, from Granny and Pawpaw, age 22, so happy birthday. We did Mildred's. My Aunt Janie Watson, her birthday is December the 3rd, so happy birthday,
Is she the babysitting
Janie.
Janie?
No, that's
No.
Judy.
That's Judy. Okay.
And then this must be an anniversary. Jerry and Jerry Harper, if I'm saying that right, December the 4th. No, this is, I don't know whose birthday. This says Jerry and Jerry Harper, December.
Gary.
Okay.
Gary. Okay.
Twin brothers. Okay.
How cool is
46. So from Kai and daughter Jessie, right?
There
So
you go.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay.
There you go. Well, today I got to explain this cup. This is funny. I came in this morning. I knew I had to have caffeine or I would not get it through the day. And I thought last time I had coffee on the set it got cold, so I came up with this game plan. This is my refillable cup that I always go and get refilled. You save a nickel doing this.
I understand.
You know, you save a nickel and in these hard times. So I had this idea. Well, it didn't work. Because when I put it down in there, if I drink it out of that, it goes down the side and it's going to slobber and make a mess. And I said, I refuse to drink coffee with a straw. So much for my big plan of keeping my coffee hot.
Okay.
So if anybody is going to get me anything for Christmas, a nice insulated coffee cup is all I would
That's
want.
what she
So there you
wants.
go. There you go. But that's funny because I had this great plan and it fell all to pieces. But I do save my cups. I love these cups, and I go get them refilled. But I just had this great plan that I could put the lid on there, and then I realized I'd make a big mess, and it'd be all down the front of this pretty shirt. So
And we don't
forget
want
it.
that.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And I know you have some prayer requests. There are a
do.
lot of people today who are hurting, and I want to say today, my friend Lisa Savage lost one of her dear friends. She passed away early wee hours of this morning. Not a very old lady, very young. But let me tell you what. There's this song, If You Only Knew.
That's right.
If you only knew, that, I'm getting cold chills thinking about it. If you only knew, she is out of pain, it is over. Her family, yes, is sorrowful, but her family should rejoice because if you only knew. So I tell everybody, if you're getting down and out and you just lost somebody, go get that CD. Call the radio station. WLJA's got it. You can call and request them to play that song. If you only knew where they've gone, you'd be wanting to go there too.
Well, you know, the Joy Masters are pulling an old song back out. It's not an old song, but it's one they hadn't done in a while, Welcome to Heaven. And it talks about the streets of gold, the gates that you walk through, that the angels will step aside and that God will welcome all of us to heaven. So, yeah, if you only knew and welcome to heaven, I mean, that's
yeah. So the family and friends, and the sad thing about it, this young lady's daughter is getting married Saturday.
Really.
Yeah, so that, you know, it has to be a tough time for the family, but after you've seen the pain and after you've seen the hurt, then you are ready to let them go.
Right.
And I think that's the thing that was doable for that family once they saw the struggle she had gone through. I think it doesn't make it easier, but it makes it almost acceptable.
Right.
So prayers go out to Lisa and David Savage and all the folks up in Turtletown.
Yeah.
Now, your prayer request.
Cheryl Murray, who's a good friend,
I
a good
love
of
it.
ours.
Gorgeous.
She is having
is
surgery
gorgeous.
today.
Guess what she's having? She doesn't look old enough
No,
to have
she
this.
doesn't.
Is it a total hip replacement?
Hip replacement,
Oh, no.
yes.
Well, then
So-
she'll be boogieing and dancing again.
Yeah, so she was in the store Monday night, and we talked for a while, so she's having surgery today, so everybody remember her. And there's two sweet little girls who watch this show every day. One of their names is Cheyenne, and she is actually having surgery on her ears, poor little thing. And another one is Emily, and she is having her tonsils and her adenoids out. So their uncle asked me to be sure today and say hello to them, and I hope you get well quick, and everybody pray for them that they'll have a speedy recovery.
And family, go to the Blue Star and buy them tons of Mayfield ice cream because after the tonsils come out, all they want to eat is ice cream.
Right,
So,
right.
And I want to say a good day to somebody who touched me a lot. I was in Belk's the other day shopping, and this lady stopped me, and she was so excited to meet me. And she asked would I was going to write her husband a note, and then she said, could I call him and could you talk to him? I did. So I want to say a really good day to Charles and Penny Waters. And I want to say thank you for giving me, I just had a better day after I met her. You know, I just had a better day. So she really, really blessed me, and it was really nice talking to Charles. So thanks to all of you who do come up and say we watch every day. I got so tickled. We were in Cumming, Georgia in church, and somebody comes up and says, I watch every day, and I love that trading time. When's it coming back on? Trading time is back on, so don't forget that. It's good to be out, and people say that we do make a difference. We do try to make a difference.
Right.
And there are days that I've been down. You know, I've cried a little bit lately, but when you look at the old shows, I used to cry a lot. I don't cry like I used to.
Yeah.
I'm getting better, y'all. I'm really, really getting better. And I got tickled about it because I thought, when I look at the old shows, that was the old me. And that was, I had a lot of baggage and a lot of depression and a lot of things, not, you know, just a lot of stuff to deal with. And now, even though I have things that happen, I have the greatest life. I have the greatest life. And I think y'all have been a part of that life. And you've made my life so much better. So thank you very, very much.
Yes.
You got any more prayer requests? Do you want to read that thing that you were talking about earlier?
I do. A friend of mine, she does her devotionals every morning, and she just actually sent this to me yesterday, and it was kind of ironic because it says, problems are a part of life. They are inescapable, woven into the very fabric of this fallen world. You tend to go into problem-solving mode all too readily, acting as if you have the capacity to fix everything. This is a habitual response, so automatic that it bypasses your conscious thinking. Not only does this habit frustrate you, it also distances you from me, God. Do not let fixing things be your top priority. You are ever so limited in your capacity to correct all that is wrong in the world around you. Don't weigh yourself down with responsibilities that are not your own. Instead, make your relationship with me your primary concern. Talk with me about whatever is on your mind, seeking my perspective on the situation. Rather than trying to fix everything that comes to your attention, ask me to show you what is truly important. Remember that you are en route to heaven, and let your problems fade in the light of eternity.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, yeah. And today we have to say happy anniversary. Can you believe Hans and Amy have been married 20 years? 20 years? Well, that means she gets to eat at the Woodbridge Inn for her anniversary. I would bet you they will have a nice dinner for two at the Woodbridge
candlelight.
Inn. A nice candlelight dinner, probably after it closes. But they've had an amazing love story that, you know, when somebody is in the condition he has been in physically, it takes a huge strain on the other partner.
Right.
Amy has stepped up to the plate. They have had a wonderful, wonderful 20 years. They have two beautiful, beautiful children. So happy anniversary to both of y'all. We're going to take a break now. We're going to go to our sponsors. Let me tell you what you have to do to be one of our sponsors. You got to pick up that phone. You got to call 706-253-2271 and ask for our advertising department. If you like to eat at Annie's restaurant, show up Thursday because they're going to shoot a new commercial there. And you can learn a little bit about her salad bar. She's got an awesome salad bar now.
It is good.
And I will tell you, she gets bacon from my favorite meat market, the Blue Star.
Yes.
And yesterday, I've been doing so good. And yesterday, I had bacon and biscuit and gravy at Annie's.
Oh,
it
yum.
is addictive. So if you stay away from your addiction, which I was trying to, I was doing really good. Then they came out there with that biscuit and gravy, and boy, did I sin. It was so good. But show up this Thursday. They will be shooting an ETC commercial at Annie's, and get to know the nice folks there if you don't already know them. And we're going to go to something that I think about a lot because I get our cell phone bill, and Nick's on that basic plan where it's $20 unlimited texting. A lot of parents have had to sit down and have that talk. Don't text and drive. Don't text and drive. We're going to go to our sponsors, to Rich Scott, and then we're going to go to a package that will probably make you think about what's going on in the kids' worlds. Today, somebody sent me a message as I was driving to work. Well, I answered them when I was stopped, and then they kept sending messages. I didn't answer anymore because I was driving, even though I'm an adult. And legally, I can text and drive. I didn't want to do that. No. So I didn't answer the last few messages I got on my way to work. I just decided it's better not to. When you see this, it's about a 10 or 12 minute package. I think it will open your eyes, it will wake you up. Parents, if you're thinking about giving your child a cell phone for Christmas and it has the texting, it's a great deal. You know, you get unlimited texting and yada, 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 but with that comes a great responsibility. And we're going to show you a package about a young lady that the responsibility was pretty tough. So sit back, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Our 2007-2008 tennis year, we had a senior on our team, and her name was Ashley Umscheid, and we were freshmen that year, and so we were coming into it brand new and kind of nervous about everything, but she was always there and was always there with a smile and always had kind words to say to us and never put us down and always told us that we could do anything if we just put our mind to it.
She was a very loving person. She loved laughing. She loved her family.
Well, Ashley was just a sweet little girl. We always enjoyed having her at our house. And
she just enjoyed talking to you and wanted to get to know you, and she always shared her own experiences too.
We had a lot of the same things in common. We both bowling and softball and church activities and things like that, but it was always like I was looking at a younger version of myself, because she was always just, after I had already done something, she was right there behind me wanting to do it too.
If you needed to call her on the weekend to talk about anything, even if it wasn't tennis related, she was like your big sister. She was always there.
I've got many notes from her that tell me how much she loved me and how much she was always wanting to care for me, and she was sorry when she made me angry, and she just, you know, she learned a lot about life in her young age.
She wanted to help other people. She was a helper, and when I would have her play with someone in doubles, that's usually how they played their first match. She was always so wonderful with them.
She just stood out. She had this bright personality, and her smile could light up a room. And
she got older, and I went off to college. We actually really started to become friends. Told secrets and able to talk, and we text all day long. That's what we did, all day long.
She was a very smart girl. She was a 4.0. She was National Honor Society. Well, in December of her senior year, she said, "Mom, my dream has always been to go to K-State because of my family." So, okay, Ashley, it's a little late to be telling me this now, but we'll see what we can do.
her life was just coming full swing. She was finding out who she was and what she wanted to be in life.
And she was very happy at K-State. She finally, in the second semester, found Amy and Julie, her best friends, and she was truly, really happy. She says, "Mom, for the first time in my life, I'm country." She says, when we were living in Blue Springs and Grain Valley, I always had to be city. And she says, that wasn't me. I didn't fit in there, but she says, I found my spot now.
She decided that she wanted a pair of boots, and so we drove over to Wamego, which is about 20 minutes from here, and I helped her pick out a pair of boots.
We all three scrunched in her little white Ford Ranger, and we drove over to Wamego so she could get her pink pair of cowboy boots.
She'd wear tall socks, short socks, as long as they're crazy, that was her.
I don't know, we would be in the hallway, at Walmart, driving.
It would be 1 o'clock in the morning, and she would be singing at the top of her lungs as she went down the hallway.
And we were actually becoming best friends, and I'd actually given into the fact that someday when I do get married, she was going to be my matron of honor. She started the conversation saying, "I can't believe it's already been 9 years." I replied, "I know, I just thought about that like 4 minutes ago." To which she said, "It's so crazy, doesn't seem possible." I just said, "I know." And then she asked me if I was coming up tomorrow, referring to a family reunion we were having. And I just sent back, yeah. And she had responded K, but I never received it.
As the vehicle traveled westbound on K-18 in the left lane, the driver's side tires dropped off the roadway into the median. The vehicle continued for a short distance before attempting an evasive maneuver to get back onto the roadway. The vehicle re-entered the roadway, and as the tires regained traction, the vehicle began to roll. As the vehicle came tumbling through this area right here, the vehicle left these 2 gouge marks in the roadway from the wheels of the vehicle. That gives you an idea of how hard of an impact the crash was. The vehicle then continued rolling off the roadway into the ditch back here. The vehicle came to rest in the ditch upside down, facing to the south. The driver of the vehicle came to rest as well, laying in the ditch.
That morning, it was just a regular Saturday morning in May. And I was in Kansas City, and she had just finished her freshman year at K-State, so she had moved back home the night before.
She had spent the night with me the night before, and we just kind of went to Onega and had supper out.
And I had just gotten up and actually went to a few garage sales, and her and I had just started texting back and forth, just kind of having small talk.
I was on the engine that day. We got a call sometime after lunch for a vehicle accident with possible entrapment. So I got off the truck, and the other 2 on the truck went up and started patient care. And as when we pulled up, we could see that there's a crowd of people standing around somebody on the ground over there. So we figured that somebody probably got ejected from the vehicle. And I saw her belt buckle, and she had the other pink boot on, I believe, and saw just I could see the white part of the pickup down there, and I knew who it was, and I kind of flipped out. I guess I kind of went from being a firefighter EMT to a family then, I guess.
Got a phone call from my son Brian, and I knew he was at work as a firefighter there in Manhattan, and I wasn't expecting a phone call because he never calls while he's on shift unless there's something important. And as soon as he called, I knew by the tone of his voice something had happened, because his excitement was definitely showing through on the phone call. And he said, "Dad, Ashley's been in an accident. She's hurt pretty bad, and I can't get a hold of Kay." And I said, "Well, I've got her number. I'll get a hold of her."
We got down there, and in the meantime, I had to call Mandy and tell her that I'd gotten the call from Terry. And she says, "No, Mom, I just talked to her." And I says, "What do you mean?" She says, "We were texting about what today was with Daddy's anniversary of his death." And I says, "Well, she's had an accident and it doesn't look good."
I had just talked to her a little while ago, and I didn't believe it.
They'd been able to check her out, and that they knew she had a ruptured spleen, and they were going to have to repair that because she had internal bleeding and she had brain damage. I remember seeing a nurse at her head with the ambu bag breathing for her, and I didn't think at the time, but I should have known at that time that she was basically already gone.
And they came back in, and they were both sobbing and in tears, and they just said, "She's brain dead. She's gone."
I just wanted her to wake up.
We were kind of all shocked, and to find out how it happened because of texting, it hurt, because it's so distracting, and just to think if maybe she wouldn't have picked up her phone, if she'd still be here.
The hole that's there is tremendous.
It's the worst. It's the worst thing to ever happen to a person is to lose their best friend.
I realize now that your best friend is supposed to speak at your wedding and not speak at your funeral. Ashley was supposed to live with us. In fact, she was supposed to be right down the hall from me. And here's just some pictures of her that remind us of the good times.
This is her kind of starting to come out as being country, where she loved to be. So.
And right in through here, well, this is my room, and that was the room that Ashley was supposed to have.
We do have our good times and our laughs, but there's always that hole. the big emptiness. But I also know that you wouldn't want us to feel that way either.
Your heart just falls apart, and you feel just really empty.
I mean, there are a lot of days that it's hard to handle. It's hard. It's just a nightmare.
That's the one thing that I believe that she died for, was so that other people would realize how deadly it is to text and drive, and even talk on your cell phone while you're driving. That's one of the reasons why we're getting the word out to people and reliving this each day, is so that other families don't go through this. There's no message out there that's important enough to lose your life over. Pull off to the side of the road if you really have to make a call or to talk, but don't put your family through what we've gone through. You don't know how much it affects your family, or how that one text can have such a negative impact.
Traveling 65 miles an hour in a little over 3 seconds time, you'll have traveled the distance of a football field. And if you're distracted in the vehicle by your phone or any other device in your vehicle, in that amount of time that it takes to make adjustments and send a text, you have traveled well over the distance of a football field. And an average text message, I don't know how long it takes, maybe 6 seconds, that's 2 football fields that your vehicle will travel at 65 miles an hour.
Put your phone in your purse or somewhere where you're not going to pick it up, you're not tempted to, because that can change your life and many, many other people forever.
Turn it on silent, turn it over so you can't see it light up. Then you won't ever know it went off. You won't ever know until you get to where you're going.
It is that important. I'm sure it can wait. Your life is way, way more important than any phone call you were about to receive.
It's a shame that she had to go like that.
One small mistake not only changed her life, but it's something that we all have to live with.
Kids don't realize what one little text can do, what a drastic impact it can have. She goes from being a beautiful, vibrant 19-year-old girl to not having any life left.
Okay. I hope it made an impression. I asked the 2 young ladies, girls, tell me your names.
Destyne
Okay.
Chynna.
Okay. Love those names. How cool is that? They brought us gifts, and I asked you both, do you have cell phones? And you said, no, not yet, but you have an iPod and you text. How long will it be before you get a driver's license?
I don't know.
How old are you now?
Almost 13.
Okay, so in 3 years, you will have the responsibility of deciding to drive and text. I wish you could have heard what we just heard, because that young lady died at 19 years old because her sister sent her a text that said what?
They were just texting about what they were going to do that day.
Right, just something that was trivial.
Right.
Yeah, it was trivial.
Right.
So I hope y'all will watch that. I'm sure it's on YouTube, and possibly we can put it on my Facebook page. But it is, in today's world, there are a lot of electronics, a lot of gimmicks, a lot of things that you look at things differently. But you must have a pretty simple thing going on, and y'all are involved in Girl Scouts, and you're not into all this big high-tech stuff yet, because I asked you about Facebook. You don't do that yet.
Yeah.
So you're still into kind of the good stuff that kids deal with. Tell me what you brought us today.
We are doing a Meals on Wheels holiday shoebox drive. And we have 20 filled shoeboxes, and we need 60 more done.
Okay. Let me see what's in it. I want to see. Oh, cool. Neat. Okay, we've got cookies. We have muffin mix. We have Nick Martin's favorite food. Chef Boyardee, this is spaghetti. Yeah, he would want ravioli. Okay, we have soup. We have applesauce. That is so neat. Now, who came up with this idea?
Well, we went to the senior center and they were talking about Meals on Wheels. And we decided that we could do a shoebox for them. For their clients.
And did somebody donate this? This is shampoo?
Yes.
That is so cool. So beauty shops could donate.
Miss Laguana did.
Love Miss Laguana. We love Miss Laguana. That is so cool.
But we wanted to do the pool tops because they might not have electricity.
Right.
So, and we kind of packed in like little scarves and gloves and
How neat. Now, you have 20 ready and you need 60 total or 60 more?
60 more.
60 more. So do you want to encourage people to shop and possibly buy a few items? Do you want them to bring them to you? Do you want them to do the boxes themselves? How do you want to do this?
Well, we have drop-offs at
United Community Bank.
And once we're having our Girl Scout meetings
on Tuesday.
And we are doing that for 5:30 to 6:30.
Okay.
And then at
what bank
Cotton
did you say? United Community Bank?
Yes, ma'am.
Over on Industrial Drive? Not too
the
far from
one
the
in
chicken
LJ?
place? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also Cotton States Insurance on Sailors Drive. We have a drop-off there. So we need as much help as we can get for them.
And these are all items that you can pick up in the grocery store. I think the Blue Star even sells gloves, don't you?
Got some, yeah.
Yeah. So they're, it's not like you have to go out of your way to get these things, but if you're getting your hair done today, ladies, ask your beautician to donate some things. That is too cool. That is too cool. Now, you brought us a gift, and I want to talk about this. You brought us, love these. Okay,
Me
Charlene,
too.
this is
That's
my
my
favorite. Okay. And then we've got old-fashioned shortbread. This is good with coffee, and I did get that coffee down, but it did get cold before I drank it. I got to find a way to keep my coffee up. Lemon chalet creams. Those look so good. Okay,
Yes.
girls, when do your cookies go on sale?
Well, this
January
time,
7th.
and you'll see us in booth sales on February the 18th.
Okay.
And we are actually having 6 Girl Scout cookies this year. We are having these 3 good ones, lemon chalet cream, Samoas, and trefoils. And we will also have do-si-dos, tagalongs, and thin mints.
I started to say, if she leaves out thin mints, that's going to be bad. That's going to be bad. That's that one, you eat one of those, and you think, that was pretty good. I might have the second one of those. Then you have a third one, then you're going, okay, the box is empty now. I'm done. So, now the price of these is what, $3.50 a box?
$3.50 a box.
Okay. How many years have Girl Scouts been selling cookies?
A while now.
Let me tell you how long. I did it when I was in the 5th grade, and I'm approaching a really big birthday. So over 45 years. Yeah, gosh, yeah. So I hope you were very successful with this. Now, can people call you in order, or will they just find you places? How do you do your sales now?
Our booth sales we do at Longhorns.
Okay.
And we have a couple other places that you will see us around town and stuff.
Now, when is the Girl Scout meeting again, so people might bring drop-off goodies?
It is on Tuesdays.
Okay.
To 5:30 to 6:30. So that we can kind of get them all ready. And our drop-off date that we need to have them there is on the 14th of December.
Okay. So you've only got 2 weeks. Okay, I love this. It says, Jesus is the gift that perfectly fits the size of every heart. Is this going to be on every box?
Well, you can put different cards on it.
Okay. That is really
Right,
cool.
little
Who did this
letters.
box?
Me and my mom did.
Cool. That is so cool. Well, is there anything else we need to cover, girls? Have we gotten it all? Got her done?
Pretty much.
Okay. What about girls who might want to join Girl Scouts? Do you want to ask people who might not know about Girl Scouts if they'd like to come to a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. And your meetings are always on Tuesday?
Always
the
on
cadet
Tuesday.
meetings, and it's the 1st and 3rd. Every Tuesday we have normal meetings.
Okay. Okay. Good. Well, right now we're going to go to something. It's a special package that might involve a little girl. It might involve a little girl named Lucy. And it might involve her grandma, who's from here in Gilmer County. So sit back and you might see another beautiful blonde right now. We're going to take a trip back to Dahlonega, Georgia. You know, on Thanksgiving, a lot of y'all were with your families. We were with family, and then we were at work. So we went up to Dahlonega, and thank you, Roger, for putting together this package that shows our trip to Dahlonega, Georgia, where we met Jeff Underwood, the trucker, who Monday, delivered the Capitol tree to Washington, D.C. And on the truck, there were messages and messages and messages, people signing and making statements, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever. And I said, the one message I wish we'd put real big is, don't give yourselves a raise, Congress. But we want to say thank you to Jeff Underwood Trucking. He worked 30 days to get this job done. Would he do it again? Probably not in the near future because he needs a little time off. But we're going to go right now back to the beautiful town of Dahlonega, Georgia. We talked to you on the phone a little bit, and you said this is a lifelong, you've wanted to do this forever.
Right.
What did it take to get the privilege of doing this?
Well, just making the right phone call, I guess you'd say. We called in October of '09 and was very gracious and proud to get to do this.
Who's this beautiful young lady?
This is my daughter, Mary Ann Underwood.
And how long have you been away from Mary Ann and the family?
Well, yesterday was 30 days.
Do you want to say anything about what it was like to have Daddy gone from home? Did you miss him?
Yeah,
Are you glad he's home? Yeah. Do you have an escort because you're oversized?
Yes, we do. We have 2 federal law enforcement escorts, and each state provides state patrol escorts also, and local law.
Jeff, does that mean there's no speeding on this trip?
Not necessarily, no. If they want to run 100, that's what we run.
Okay, so how many miles have you driven this tree?
Let's see, I think it's right around 2,800, something like that.
Now, what did it feel like to pull into home and it be Jeff Underwood Day in Dahlonega, Georgia?
Oh boy, I tell you, that was great. It was real unexpected to find so many of our friends.
500.
Yeah, that's right. We were just very excited. Couldn't believe the crowd when we pulled in, and main thing, you know, we wanted to see our family.
You talk about your family and how important it is. Gold in Dahlonega. Let's talk about that.
Well, what he failed to do is tell you that his great-grandfathers, I think it's my 6th generation, I think he's the 7th generation, discovered gold in Dahlonega.
Wow.
And he'll have to tell you about it because we thought it was just a hoot. Jeff Underwood Day in Dahlonega, and we were excited about that.
A very quiet country boy who all of a sudden has been thrust into the limelight. Now, it was important that this tree come back to Georgia. It couldn't just go straight to Washington. A lot of people were saying, oh, that's a long way out of the way. Let me tell you something. This boy put out a lot of effort.
Yes, he did.
So it had to come to his hometown, obviously.
Right.
Now, let's talk about the weather conditions. You said you were in some whiteout blizzard conditions?
We were. It was in between Laramie and somewhere around Laramie, and for about 40 miles there, you could not hardly see the highway, drifts blowing across the road and stuff like that. I couldn't hardly see the lead escort in front of me.
I had a truck coming out of Portland, Oregon that was right behind him, and it was so funny because Jeff was like 8 hours ahead of him, and David would send us pictures, and there'd be all these white out and snow, and you couldn't see the road. And I'm thinking, this tree has to get to Washington. How's he going to get out of there? But they made it safely.
Yes, they did, and we're so proud of that. And it's been a very exciting time for us here at home watching his progress. And I know you could get online at the Capitol tree, and you could trace him around. So it's been a lot of fun.
Now, tell me a little bit about your driver that backed you up on this. Who's in the
Well, Mark Fortner, he has been my right arm since we left. He is my eyes whenever we're turning and stuff like that. He gets on the radio, tells me when I'm clear, and especially at night, you cannot see how the trailer's tracking at night, and he watches every move. The whole trip he's been right back there on my tail, watching everything, making sure I don't run over anything.
Let's talk about what you had to do to hydrate this tree.
Well, we have a 65-gallon bladder on the tree itself, and there has been days that we have had to water it 2 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Now, talk about the tree. Tell us a little bit about where it came from.
It came from in between Jackson Hole, Wyoming and Yellowstone.
Okay. Who found the tree?
The Bridger Teton folks, they are the ones that picked the candidate trees. And then the U.S. Capitol architect, he flew from Washington to Wyoming in July and made the choice from those trees which tree would be the tree.
Okay, how many ornaments do you think this tree will take?
Now that I don't know. I know the second truck has over 17,000 ornaments on it now. So, but part of them are indoor ornaments that goes on the smaller trees that we have on that truck. And a lot of them are outdoor ornaments that goes on the big tree. So I don't know the breaking.
What if people wanted to go to D.C.? Where will they find this tree?
On the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol. We will be there November the 29th, which is Monday, and it will be taken off the truck at 10 o'clock in the morning. They'll be taken straight to the big hole, 6-foot hole on the west lawn and be set in, and then it takes a week to decorate, so December the 7th is the lighting.
Okay, now the weight of this tree is what?
9,000 pounds.
9,000 pounds, and it's
67 foot.
Okay, 67 feet long, 9,000 pounds. When it's finished and Christmas is over, what happens to this tree?
They take the tree down, take all the ornaments off, and they mulch it up and grind it up and use it for mulch around the Capitol grounds.
Oh, what a good idea. So
Yeah.
we're recycling.
That's right.
Where will people see this truck after this job is finished if they want to come by and see you? What will you be doing with this later?
Well, it will be put back on the road as soon as the tree is unloaded and the trailer is took back. It'll be right back on the road, so they will see it running the highways from here to Detroit, from here to Baltimore, places like that.
How many trucks do you have?
We have 7 tractor and trailers.
Okay. See, I have 7 tractors and trailers. I know what your fuel bill is. Well, there's a reason to celebrate. Washington is going to be dressed up and decked out, and it is going to be so gorgeous. This is going to be one of the focal points in D.C. Thousands and thousands of people will stop to see this tree. Do you think they'll understand what it meant to a local boy from Dahlonega, Georgia, to go to Wyoming and come back with this amazing, amazing tree? Do you think they'll understand how special it was to him?
I don't know that until this year I realized how special the national tree was myself.
This tiny town today, the economy's been pretty tough, but today downtown's packed. There are lots of shops.
Well, last night it was a big deal. There's about probably 6,000 people here, and it helped the local economy because the restaurants were really full all night last night.
What about during normal days? Are things getting better here?
Things are getting better.
Good,
Downtown, they're doing a lot better.
Good, good. Would you do this venture again?
I would, but maybe take a year or 2 off, you know, because there's so much legwork and so much preparation that goes into this. It's just very time consuming over a year's time, and you know, I would, but it'd be a while.
Right. When you got there, was it bigger than life to you?
It was. We've got a picture of me standing in front of it, and I look like a little ant, you know, standing in front of it. But it was, I tell you, it was just the perfect tree. If you can imagine the perfect Christmas tree, that was it.
Okay, we're back. Well, it's time to read, Charlene.
Yep.
You curl up in front of a nice fire and you have a nice hot cup of coffee, if you can figure out how to keep your coffee hot, and you read a book. Now, Kathy, tell me a little bit about this book.
This is a children's book, but I'm hoping that the adults that read it will get a lot out of it too, because the book for a child is the surface, and then it's just symbolism. It's about it's about Crow, and Crow thinks he is the center of the universe, and he thinks that if your belly's full and you're warm and dry and you have friends to gossip with, you don't need anything else. And wind blows in, and he lets Crow know that that's not what it's all about. And at first, Crow's very cocky and wants him to leave him alone, but as time goes by, when he really believes that there's somebody, that there's a creator who really loves him, he becomes very still and almost afraid.
Wow.
So then he wants to know more, and so Wind takes him so he can know more.
I want to show some of the illustrations because your husband. Now, let's talk about this.
Okay.
You could have gone anywhere and gotten somebody to do your illustrations. Your husband did this.
He
This
did.
is too cool.
He did.
So it's a combined effort of the two of you.
He is a very, well, obviously, he's very good at what he does.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
now,
hard.
Did he do this for a living, or what did he do?
He's never done it except
He just enjoyed doing it.
No.
I love this. I want to see if I can find the butterfly. Oh, where is it? Let's see. This is so beautiful. Now, did he have to draft and redo, or were you happy with the first take?
There were only two things that had to be redone a little bit. One was there's a very small rainbow, and it was just too outlined, I thought, and he agreed. And then there was one other just minor thing, I don't remember what it was, that I asked him to change a little bit. But he was, in the dedication page, I thank him for taking the art in my head and put it on the page. And we would just sit down, and he would say, okay, what do you want on this page? And we would talk about it about half an hour every morning. And then he doesn't let you watch him do anything. So I didn't get to see it until it would be finished.
Pen and ink or colored pencil?
Colored pencil and some ink. But he couldn't draw the pictures on the paper that the text is on. So it's really much trickier than it looks, because he would have to look at where the text was, and then he would outline, and then he would take a blank sheet of paper and do that artwork, and the art and the text had to fit. So we didn't know what it was going to look like till we took it to the publisher, and they did a rough draft. And we were like, did we do that?
Wow.
It was just neat, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, are these available? This would be a great Christmas gift.
Yes, it would.
Where are they?
They are nowhere. They're at the printers right now, but we think by Friday or Monday they'll be in.
Okay.
I'm having a book signing at Yon's Books and More in Canton on Main Street.
Okay.
December
Downtown Main Street, where downtown, the hustle and bustle used to
Downtown,
be in Canton,
absolutely.
where we loved Canton.
By
Worley
Keys,
Shoes,
yes.
Kessler's,
Yeah.
Jones.
Yes.
Oh, man, I miss downtown Canton.
Well, they're right by Keys Jewelry. They're right by that. Right by that. On December the 9th, they're having a Christmas for the authors, and everybody that they've published will be there. And that will be from like 5 to 7 in the afternoon. And then on the 11th, I'm going to have my own book signing there at 2. On the 18th,
What's the cost of this book?
$16.99.
Okay. So less than $20, a great
Less.
gift.
It's hardback and it's big.
And it keeps giving.
It does.
keeps
It
giving.
does. And I'm hoping that it'll convict some parents a little bit too. If you don't do that, if it doesn't do that, my job wasn't done very well.
Right. How many books have you written?
This is my second published book.
Okay. And the other one was called Falling?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you write, do you try to make a difference in somebody's life, or do you recall memories from your childhood? How do you write?
This book, I had a dream, and the end of it, the name, The Crow in the Wind, came out. In fact, my daddy said to my mother, he found out she wasn't going to be sick, and he said, if I wasn't so old, I'd pick you up and twirl you around. And she said, that reminds me of The Crow in the Wind, and I woke up.
Oh, wow.
And I got up, and my husband took one look at me, and he said, you've got to go write something down, don't you? And I shook my head. And really thought it would be a poem, and it came out that.
Wow.
So
Now, the works from start to finish, how long did it take you to do this?
that one, about 5 minutes.
Wow, that's incredible.
But then but that's just that's the beginning.
Right.
And then you begin to look at what does that look like. And I found out that the wind has a Scottish brogue. I didn't know that. I know it now. And just all that kind of thing. And then I began to picture it in my head, and then I began to talk to David about would he be willing to illustrate if we could find a publisher. And I wrote this in April of '09, that morning. But it's been a long road to get it there. Falling, the Christian novel I did, took me about 3 months to write. But, I'm not the kind of person that can say, I'm going to write about baseball and then sit down and do that. It's an inspirational kind of thing for me. It has to come, I think, from the Holy Spirit. And I sit down and I'm sort of an empty vessel, and my fingers do the writing on the computer, the keyboard, and that's just what happens.
You had talked about you want to share some inspirational things that have happened to you.
I do.
And I think it's your way to give back once again.
Right.
It's not a major expense. I guess it is expensive if you have to get it published and you have to find a publisher and whatever. But what you give back is, there's not a dollar value you can put on it.
There's not. No. There's not. I don't do this to make money. I don't have any illusions that I will get rich. I just know that somebody needs to read this book, or I wouldn't have written it.
Right.
And whoever that might be, once they have it, then I'm okay. And I may never know what that is or how that affects someone.
When you first, like this book, I can see you sitting in a classroom reading to children. What age would you read this book to?
I think comfortably 5 to 8.
Okay.
If you've got a pretty savvy 4-year-old, I think they would like it. And even 9-year-olds that really like to read. I read everything I could pick up at 9, and I would have read this at 9. I have kids at church, and I read to them anywhere from 5 to 10, and they didn't have any pictures. It was just the text. And they all sat very still, and they all liked it, and they all discussed it afterwards. So I felt like I had something worth publishing when you've got 20 kids that are liking it and listening.
Right.
So.
Right. Will you write again?
I am in the process of 2 novels right now. One is close to finished. I just don't know how it's going to end, so I don't know how close. And then the other one I'm really excited about because it is a story of 4 generations of Appalachian women. And the
4 generations, what time period?
The book starts in 1997, and it's about, her name is Samantha, and Samantha was one of my great-grandmother's names, and everybody called her Mint. And she is the child, and she has a great-great-grandmother who is still living, and they were very close, and they love each other very much. And Missouri is her name, and she is in her late 80s. And it's so funny, I was writing one night, and I called my daughter, and I said, come out here. You're not going to believe what happened to Missouri. I said, I can't believe this. And she said, are you talking about the woman you're writing about? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, and you can't believe what happened to her. I said, no. I said, no, I'm so shocked.
Okay, Mom.
And then she read it, and she was like, oh, I can't believe this. So, that was kind of neat. But I'm writing those 2. And I have another children's book complete, no illustrations yet. And there is a picture of a mouse in this book. And my next book about this particular group of folks will be about the mouse. And I've trademarked it's a little book about a big God, and it's going to be on the front of every book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I see that.
I didn't even see that. Yeah, because it's in red. Yeah. How neat is that? That is so cool. Okay, now where will this be available for purchase in what time frame?
I'm going to get the book nooks some books as soon as they come in, which hopefully
so
will be
in
like
about
Monday
a week
or Tuesday. Because she said a lot of people like to pick books up before signings. And it'll be available there, and of course it'll be available at the bookstore in Canton, also at Yawns. And you'll be able to order it off the internet too, like Amazon and all those folks. But I prefer you use the local bookstores because they need our business.
Right.
If we want to continue to have bookstores, we need to tell the internet goodbye and go to the bookstore and buy books. Really do.
And it's a great chance for them to meet you because you will be doing signings there. And maybe you could give somebody else some advice on if they have thoughts. And like, when you told me, you said you wanted to write a book, and I thought, okay, you're like me. When are you going to find time?
I know.
That's the problem. How do you, are you retired now?
I am.
Okay.
I took early retirement.
Okay, okay.
But
let's talk about what you did, because what you used to do possibly influenced your writing.
Perhaps.
Do you think so?
I don't know. I do know that it gave me a lot of knowledge, and it gave me a lot of compassion, empathy, and sympathy for folks. When you do something, for 31 years I was in the mental health field.
Right.
And did a lot of different things in that field. The last job I had for about 10 years, I was the director of the mental health center here in Gilmer and in Fannin County. And at that time we were at the heyday. We had 800 clients.
800?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh. Funding has been cut from that.
Funding was cut. There was some very poor management took place after the director that had been there since 1973 retired, and some very poor decisions were made. At the same time, funding was being cut, and it was a very sad death. It's just a terrible thing that's what's happened to the mental health field. But
and probably more need now than ever.
Oh, I'm sure. Because as the population grows, obviously you're going to have more people that need help.
Right.
But at that time, we had several programs going. I supervised 70-something people. My budget was almost $2 million a year, and it was a great time because the staff was like a family. We helped a lot of people, and you know, you just fall in love with the clients, and it was a wonderful job.
And you went to work every day, and they gave back to you.
Oh yeah,
every single day. Yeah.
They blessed me far more than I've ever blessed anybody.
Now, do you still go and talk to people? Do you visit with folks? Is there any way you can share what you're doing now with special needs folks? Is there any way?
The only contact I have is if I see them somewhere, and they want to speak to me, then of course I immediately speak back.
I was just thinking at a library, maybe you could go there once a week and have a reading of your books.
I would like to do that. I'm going to contact the local libraries and see if I could do that, because I know they have reading hours and that kind of thing. I'd also like the Christian schools to take a look at this book for part of their curriculum, and maybe even the public school, the Gilmer High School.
Oh gosh, she just opened a can of worms.
I'm so sorry.
On the front of your book it says God, and you think in today's world the government's going to let you.
Let me tell you, the high school, maybe I shouldn't even tell, but the Gilmer High School library took my book.
Good.
And The Falling. And she told me that it stays checked out, that there's a list.
That's awesome.
And that they keep it checked out all the time. So,
what if you donated it to, like, the Fannin County Christian Learning Center is next door to the high school. Gilmer County has one. Why could you not donate?
I did that with Falling. I gave them a book in hopes that kids would be reading it. So, because you want to reach, that book was for teenage girls, early 20, and I wanted to reach those people. And I want to reach kids with this and their parents. So you try to find, where would this book reach the most people? And that's what I try to do.
And at a library, some people, to be honest with you, won't be able to afford $16.95.
I know.
But they can read it, you know, so it's a great way to share it. Well, thank you very much. Is
You're
there
so
anything
welcome.
else we need to cover? Got it all?
I don't know. I'm just working and be back, I hope, next year.
She'll be back with another book. Okay, right now we're going to go to, I'm not sure if we're going to Joy Masters or an interview.
I couldn't hear.
We have both, so just surprise me. Just surprise me. I love surprises. I really love surprises that come in the form at 3:20 a.m. with phone calls. Surprise me, y'all. We'll be back in just a minute. Interview, please. Okay, tell me a little bit about what it's like to travel with the queen of country music, Miss Loretta Lynn.
It's a big honor is what it is. Yeah, it's a dream come true for me. Really enjoy it.
We have been to see her 6 times in about 15 months. Tonight was the best night.
Is that right?
Tonight was incredible.
She just gets better and better, doesn't she?
She gets better and better. The first time I saw her, I was 9 months pregnant with my 40-year-old child. So I just told my age. I've been coming to see her for 40 years. As I host a television show every morning, I tell people, go see her. She is better than ever. Tonight, a lot of our viewers were here. And I think they were so excited. Many of them have never had the opportunity to see her.
Right.
So her being in Georgia was just incredible.
Where was the first show that you saw her?
In Atlanta. In Atlanta. And I was 9 months pregnant, and honey, a 9-month pregnant woman does not want to hear you ain't woman enough.
I believe it. That was in 1970.
Oh man, it was incredible. Now let me ask you something. When you stand on stage and sing with her, the memories of she and Conway, y'all do a great job.
It's not Conway, but it's an honor to be able to do those.
It is amazing. Now, how did you show up at her doorstep and get to stay there?
Well, I actually didn't show up at her doorstep. I have my own band in Nashville, and I'd hired a guitar player to play for me that had just got this gig. And he was only with her for a year, but when he first started, he had some fill-in gigs that he asked me to do because he had some prior engagements. And so I did 5 or 6 shows in 2002, and then the next year he wasn't with her any longer, so they asked me if I'd do it full time. So
there you
I
are.
fell on my lap, but sure
well,
did.
You really do. When you stand on stage, you bring your own presence. Have you ever thought about doing your own thing and leaving?
I moved to Nashville with that intent, but really my dream has always been to just make my living in country music, and whether it be a singer, songwriter, or a musician, that's what my goal is. And,
let's talk about writing. Who's your favorite writer?
Probably Paul Overstreet.
Okay.
It's a big influence, and then Holland Howard is a huge influence of mine. Roger Miller is a huge, a lot of them. Chris Christopherson. The list is really long there, and Loretta is one of my favorite writers.
Well, the singers are nothing without the words.
That's true.
The words, and the words. Now, my favorite Loretta Lynn song is I'm the Other Woman.
I love that too.
She doesn't do that song
She
very
doesn't very
often.
much.
I don't think she likes the other women.
My favorite is Fist City.
Oh yeah, love that
You
one.
don't cat around with a kitty. It's just classic writing, in my opinion.
It is. Okay, the writing, the memories, 50 years. To see the people here tonight, a lot of the folks here struggled to pay for a ticket, but it was so important for them to be here. I saw folks who really did. This was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. They will leave here thinking about this forever.
Almost every time after the show, someone will come up and say, it was my mother's 83rd birthday present or something like this, and it was her dream to see Loretta before. Right. And it's just amazing how Loretta can touch lives that she's never even met.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Well, a lady sitting behind us is 76, and it was her first time to ever see her. She came because she's one of our friends. She just got a really bad medical diagnosis, and she's waiting on some bad results, but it was so important. She told the doctors, she said, you can do anything you want to me, but not November the 20th. I'm going to be with Loretta Lynn. It meant that much to her. And there were so many fans here like that tonight that it was very important to share her 50 years in country music.
It's crazy. It's a big honor for me to be able to share that 50 years as well.
Now, where are y'all going tonight?
We're going to Melbourne, Florida for tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 620 miles away.
Wow.
And then back to Nashville after that.
Now, who drives? Do you take turns driving, or do you have a designated driver?
We have a bus driver, thankfully.
Okay.
There's two buses. Loretta has a bus, and then we have a band bus. And thankfully they're sleeping about now. We'll be waking up about now and head to here. But
wow.
Yeah.
Well, travel safely and
Thank
Godspeed. She has blessed so many people, and you're very fortunate to be part of this.
I agree.
We'll see you again at Hurricane Mills. We do that twice a year, so
Okay,
we'll be back.
Thank you for the interview. What's your name?
Cherie Martin.
I'm Bart
and
Hanson.
We're going
Nice
to
to
give
meet
you a card.
Okay.
We're going to give you one of my cards. Stay tuned, guys, because we're going to take you now to some great Loretta Lynn music.
Steve.
We are at the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds, and I'm interviewing one of the opening acts for Loretta Lynn. Now, let me tell you something, young man. You made an impression. You were really good singing, but when you hit the dancing gig, people went crazy. Steve, tell me a little bit about yourself and why you do what you do.
My name's Steve Bryson, and I live in Clarksville, Georgia. Lived there pretty much all my life, and I just love to play music. Got into it about 10 years ago, and just the past couple of months just started into it and getting more and more involved, getting some places to play and some doors opening for myself. I've been playing probably, like I said, for 10 years at least, and I've sang in churches and at weddings and done that whole thing. But I've had like I said, here I am at Loretta Lynn. I never thought I'd do this in a million years.
Can you imagine? And her 50th year. If you've been in it 10 years, do you think you want to do this for the rest of your life? Do you want to do this for 50 years?
I would love to be able to do it for 50 years. I'm a plumber by trade, and this is a whole lot more fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I told you, our morning audience, I love Southern gospel music. That's my thing. I also love Percy Sledge. I loved Elvis. I love a variety of music, but Southern gospel is my favorite. Can you do a line of a really good gospel song for me?
Oh, yeah. One day outside Jerusalem, a Roman hammer fell. The echo from the hillside told all there was to tell. No carpenters were building, no blacksmith hammer rolled. The Son of God was being nailed upon a rugged cross.
Wow. Okay, I love the music you did tonight. I love the traditional country. I don't like the new country. Talk a little bit about...
From my wounded side which flowed me a sin, double cure, save from wrath and make me
We're bouncing.
We're doing this to keep us awake. So, great music by the Joy Masters. We want to encourage you to come to Canton, Georgia this Saturday night. Glory Bound will be there. The Joy Masters will be there. Bob Reese's daughter will be there, and another group, and I ain't even going to pretend to know their name because I can't remember it, but they will be there. And we actually, I might have it in writing, and I might not. But
It's
anyway,
a big white Christmas benefit that they're having.
It is a, come and give what you can. If you can't give, come anyway, but come and give if you can, because it will be helping. And every time Bob Reese talks about it, he tears up. Yeah. There's so many people who don't have what we have, who don't have what you have, who don't have what many people have, and I laughed about it. I've been so on top of this Social Security mess because the poverty level is about $14,000 a year now, I think. And to be a widow, you can't draw if you work. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff. But when you look at the poverty level, people are living at the poverty level. Right. And then you're wondering why they can't buy the things they used to buy. They quit buying ground chuck and went to buying ground beef. They went, they don't buy pork chops anymore. They buy whatever's on sale. There's a whole new world of poor folks out there, and it's really, really tough. So this year, Bob was talking about it, and he said, I have no idea how many we will have to serve this year, but we have to serve them. Right. So it's very important to come out Saturday night, the Joy Masters in concert. Glory Band, you can't get a better ticket. It will be amazing. All you have to do is sit down in your seat, and whatever the Lord leads you to do, if you put in $5, $10, $500, whatever you can do. And for you companies sitting out there that have made money this year, I know you're out there. I know some of you have done very, very well. If you have an employee who works at a company around the Canton area, the Ball Ground area, and they've done well, give your employee a check and say, go to this thing and donate this in our name. It's also tax deductible. Yes. So,
and this is the last singing of the year for the Joy Masters. No more singings until in January.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
Call the
Withdrawal.
doctor. She'll have to be medicated. We'll have to medicate the poor girl because it does lift your spirits.
It does.
When nothing else does, it does lift your spirits. And we're going to give away several things right now. We're going to give away Glory Bound. And I will tell you, we're making a quick trip to Canton, Georgia today to pick up a copy of Derek Corneliuson's new CD that has the song Never Again on it. That is, Freddie Brackett is responsible for that song because we were in a concert and he said, tell him to sing Never Again. And I said, why do you not want him to sing anymore? He said, no, the song. And I said, oh, never heard it. Derek wrote it 20 years ago. Yeah, he did. And when Freddie mentioned it, Derek said, I forgot about that song.
I think about his grandmother.
His grandmother.
Yeah.
It's now on a new CD. You can go by Habersham Bank in Canton and pick up a copy of it. I don't even know the cost of it, but Derek will be there on Saturday night, and he'll probably have some with him.
And I think Mike Bailey did his, I think he's did that CD, and he does Glory Bounds too.
Good. Yes. We know it's good. We're going to give you a CD. If you can tell me, where do I usually go on Tuesday that I didn't get to go yesterday because work.
And I'm not going to give the answer this time.
She's not giving answers. So y'all call us at 866-939-2329. You will win a copy of Glory Bound. Now, we're also going to give this week, we started the week with some really good harmony by the Redeemed Cavaliers. I'll Be Going to Heaven. If you can call us right now and tell us, one lady and her husband started this group a long time ago, and it's funny. I hope you will remember his name. He introduced himself. He played the piano while they were here on the set. Call us at 866-939-2329, and you will win a copy of I'll Be Going to Heaven by the Redeemed Cavaliers. There you go. Tell us what his name is. He and his wife started this group many years ago. Okay, next thing we're going to give away is Written in Red. This is their latest CD by the Redeemed Cavaliers. If you can tell me the Yellow Jacket, certainly on Tuesdays, I'm always at the Yellow Jacket except for yesterday. And yesterday was kind of one of those, we're really grateful for the business, so I ain't whining one bit. I'll go home and eat me a hamburger late anytime. But yeah, we usually do get to go to the Yellow Jacket and fellowship with a lot of folks from up there, and we didn't get to this week. But that's right, that's the answer. Who won? Okay, we're getting the winner. Sandra Kennedy, and we have to tell you some new things that we have to really enforce now. You can win every 4 weeks. Once a month, you can win. We give away and give away and give away, and quite often the same winners, I'm sure, have us on redial and yada, 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 and that's fine, and we appreciate you tuning in every single day. But in order to share the givings, because we give these, we're able to give these because either the groups donate them to us or like we'll have a good time, I produced it and paid for it. So that's a gift from me. It is also a gift that I can't give the same people over and over and over.
Right.
So once a month you can win. So keep that in mind, once a month. We are approaching the beginning of, last Friday was actually my anniversary with ETC. Last Friday, while I was walking out to get in my Suburban after 3 days in the mud, the crud, and the rain at a racetrack, Roger Futch picked up the phone and called me. When he called and he said, I'd like to talk to you, and Lordy me, I had no idea what about. We are beginning year 4. Think about that. This was a gamble at best. It was a thought that came up from a meeting one day, and it has obviously worked. You are a big part of why it works, and we want to continue giving back to you.
Thank you.
The only way we can give back is if we play by the rules.
Right.
So once a month you can win, but just keep in mind, look at your calendar and mark it on your calendar and say, well, I've already won this month. So there you go. But we're going to give away this. If you can tell me, where is Angel Spirits CD going to be available in Jasper? We've talked about it. And you might purchase a few other things there, but we're going to do that now. Can you slide those big boys up here? We're also going to give away this CD. This is 2 CDs from Renewed by His Grace. This is some folks that were on the program the other night with the Partons. And I can tell you, next Tuesday, Archie Watkins will be with Matt and I, but the night before he will be here, and he will be spending the night, he and, I don't know, I'm sure Cindy will come too, and they're going to be on the Parton Family Show.
Oh, wow.
So Archie's going to be here for that.
That's great.
And we're going to give away this CD, and we're going to give away this. We talked about this yesterday with Brother Matt. Where will Archie Watkins Group be this Friday night? The Diplomats will also be there. Karen Peck and New River will be there. Sherry Martin and Freddie Brackett will be there too. So there you go. It is in a town not too terribly far from here, so call us at 866-939-2329. If you remember where we told you Archie's Group Smoky Mountain Reunion will be. We hope that you will drive up and spend a little time. Archie's new group is the old group, kind of, sort of, you know. So it's got Eddie Dietz, it's got Martin Schubert from over in Gadsden, Alabama. It's got, it is just amazing. Troy Burns, the original bass singer with the Inspirations, is with them. It is like the new group gone old. The old group gone new. It is amazing, and I think you will enjoy seeing them. And this is not a very far drive from our North Market. So call us 866-939-2329 if you know where it is. I can do. We're going to do a graphic right now we want you to see. There you go.
Okay, after that, you should give away something. If you can tell us how many days it is till Christmas.
There you go. Call us at 866-939-2329. Okay. The next thing we're going to ask, there are 2 parades this weekend that we will be involved in. One is in the North Market, one is in the South Market. One is during the day, one is at night. If you can call us at 866-939-2329 and tell us where are the 2 parades we'll be involved in. One of them, I hope they're not going to kick us out. I forgot to take her $15 back.
Well,
so if I get her done, I get her done. If not, then we won't be there. But it's funny, I didn't expect to have to pay to be there, and I forgot to do it. But we will do it. We hope you will join with us. In both the places will be this weekend. We hope you will come out and be with us this Friday night in Franklin, North Carolina with some great music. We hope you'll stop by the Blue Star and place an extra early order for Angel Spirit. Can they do that?
They can do that.
There you go. The Joy Masters will be in Canton, and we encourage you to join with us for that on Saturday night too. There's no way we could ever explain to you what the beginning of 4 years means. It is amazing. It is amazing. It has been a great joy and a great ride. Thank you for being here every single mile. Yes, absolutely. From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Cherie.
I'm Charlene, and we don't like to say goodbye, so we'll say have a great day today and a better day tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow, as always, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10 a.m., 6 to 7:30 p.m., and 1 to 2:30 for you late-nighters. You be here and we'll be here too, only on ETC3.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the field we go.